All right. Hello and welcome to 2022. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Matt Cotty, and I'm a licensed clinical social worker and the founder of Restored Minds. And on this episode, I wanted to just start off the year on kind of a different note. And so, obviously, this show is usually geared towards OCD and anxiety and mental health. And what I wanted to talk about as we move into 2022 is kind of effectively tying up 2021. So for many of us, as we go into 2022, there's a mixed bag of feelings that a lot of us have, right? When COVID started in 2020, it was a brutal year for most of us. From one respect to the other, and it impacted everyone differently. And then 2021 happened, and I think many of us went into that year like, hey man, maybe this is the year that it goes back to normal, right? That things get better. And unfortunately, like that's not exactly how it went for us, right? There's still a lot of, at least in the States, a lot of political discord, a lot of politics and uncertainty with vaccination requirements and mandates, and talk of more lockdowns and new variants and all this stuff. And we've been all going together and kind of weathering the storm. And then, for me anyway, I had this really great opportunity to enjoy this past December and the Christmas and the holidays and just really trying to embrace that time. And at least for me, I can just speak personally. Like I remember just wanting it to continue going, because there's something about the holiday time where as crazy as it might be and busy as it might be, there's a certain joy that elevates people, which is, and rightfully so, for those that celebrate. And but that joy of just connecting with people, seeing people, going to parties, to having dinners with people, like that. There's something about that, the Christmas lights, right? Just the songs, right? Everything going on, it just kind of lifts us up. And it was more noticeable for me personally this year, where I really just felt this sense of kind of getting elevated, into that. And I just found myself kind of not wanting it to end, because it was like, it wasn't just that, I enjoy the holiday times as much as anyone, but this year I really noticed the change between the whole 2021 year and just kind of carrying these burdens of all the stuff going on to this time. And then, it's over, right? Now we're into 2022. And for many of us, the what's the word I'm looking for? Like we feel compelled, right? Or we feel kind of drawn to the idea of like, hey, let's just put our head down and get back in the grind and go at it, right? Just go, enter in. In fact, many of us started, just entering in right after Christmas, right? And there's something to, I think, bringing some closure to the year that we just experienced before we enter into the new year. Because a lot of times what we do is we carry in stuff and we don't even realize we're doing it. We might be carrying in grief of a trip we didn't get to go on, right? Or an event that got canceled, or just kind of frustrations at, what's going on, right? And instead of acknowledging these, right, and putting them, and one of the ways I'm talking about doing that is just simply naming it, just calling it out to yourself, even journaling about it, writing it down, giving yourself that ability to say, hey, look, this really happened, and whatever that is for you in 2021, right? And my point is like, I'm very optimistic about this year, right? I always try to enter the new year with a full sense of optimism, but I did that last year, and last year didn't go exactly as I was hoping, right? And for a lot of reasons. And this year I'm going to enter into with still a sense of optimism and hope. And because there's so much beyond our control that's one of the best things we can do is just control our own inner states. But there's also a thing of not the compounding effect of carrying things into the year that we don't need to carry. And I think that it's so tempting for us to just say, okay, I just really hope it returns to normal, and just kind of get lost in the grind, just get lost in busyness. So much, I know that's a huge temptation for me. And I know that's a place that I hide too, right? Is busyness. right? And instead of that, what we can do today, to start the year is that we can say, hey, look, instead of just going into my usual temptations and distractions and busyness and just getting caught and just hoping that things can return to a sense of normalcy, whatever that means to you, I want to take time to kind of really process and close 2021 and say, hey, I'm so grateful these things happened, man, that those are huge wins in my life. And you know what? I'm bummed that didn't happen. I'm that really sucks that didn't happen, right? Or whatever it is, or I'm really bummed that I didn't get to spend as much time with this person that I really wanted to. And what we can do is start to look at the year, and it doesn't need to be this dramatic experience. Get a sheet of paper out, draw on, right? They wins and or pros and cons, whatever you want to, just kind of points for the year. Write out the things that were amazing about the year and write out the things that weren't amazing, right? That were challenging, that you struggled with, and put a name to it and give yourself that permission to kind of grieve and heal from that before just carrying on into this year. And the reason that's so important is because when we don't have these hey, this chapter is going to close and now I'm going to move into this one, and have that conscious time that we do that, we just we compound and carry it into the situation. And so if you're feeling whatever you're feeling today, and again, it could be a variety of emotions, understand that that comes from the compounding of carrying these burdens that we've been carrying, right? These past 2 years. This has been a tough 2 years. Okay. And it's important that we acknowledge that, right? And it really doesn't matter how it's been tough for you. It's been tough in one way or another, even if it's just simply not being able to, let's say, go to the gym that you want to go to, right? Or even if it's, I'm not seeing these people, that I usually see, and I have less connection. I have more isolation. I mean, whatever struggle it is, no matter what, most of us have been affected one way or the other. And I think the big temptation is just to ignore it, suppress it, don't talk about it, put your head down and just go back in the grind. And as we start this year, right, I think if we're talking about building better mental health as individuals, and we're talking about becoming healthier, not mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, right? Well, that comes with healing. Right. And in order to heal, you have to name. And in order to heal, you have to feel, right? You got to be able to feel the feelings of loss and grief and sadness and actually allow those experiences to happen. And they will come and they will pass. But it's so much healthier than just suppressing it and putting your head down and just jumping into busyness and jumping into the grind that many of us do. And the reason I wanted to start this episode off, and so this year off with this episode, is because I'm looking at kind of some goals and exciting things that I have coming up for this year. One of which is I'm going to be trying to do 2 episodes a week now, and so I've been talking with my team, and I really want to get more episodes out, and it's exciting. And we have some other new exciting stuff coming up that I'm sure I'll announce later with our book and just some other great things we have coming. But I wanted to just jump right in. And what I did is I really took this last week before I came back, and I said, hey, look, instead of just jumping in, what I'm going to do is really take some time to reflect with gratitude and of the things that went great last year, and also name the things that maybe didn't go the way I wanted them, and really take some time to process and kind of heal from those things that happened. And it's not a matter of being overly dramatic, but it's about acknowledging things. It's about just acknowledging, because I feel like people sometimes have this idea that as soon as you name something, it sounds like you're complaining or whining about stuff. And no, that's not it. It's acknowledging it to yourself that this was a real experience. I really feel this, and I really need to let this go. And the way that we do that is by naming it and processing it and kind of just at least allowing the experience to happen. And so with that said, we are going to be, diving into goals, and it's great to have our goals and resolutions for this year. And I really hope you guys reach everything that you want to. And I hope this is an amazing year for everyone. And I really, really hope that. But in order for that to happen, I think there has to be a sense of closure and then a reopening of a new year to start and to kind of say, hey, look, like really, really lay out your plans and goals without the burden of last year. And so really closing that chapter and kind of starting this one anew. So hopefully that's helpful. And again, for those of you that are looking for help with OCD and anxiety and any kind of stress related disorders, we at Restored Minds are here to help you. And down in the links right beneath this show, we have free guides, we have free trainings, we have a low ticket workshop that we're going to be doing, where it's like, we're going to be doing a 2-day workshop here coming up, and we have several different ways to support you. So please check those out. And again, please contact us if you are interested in working together on a deeper level. And that said, I wish you guys a great 2022. And I look forward to seeing you guys this week on our next episode as we continue to do 2 episodes a week for 2022. So thank you so much. And I wish you guys a great day. Take care. Thank you so much for watching that video. And so if you're struggling with OCD and anxiety, I just wanted to let you know that we have a free training for you over at Restored Minds, where you can start learning how to use our AAA response to really break out of that loop and ultimately take back control of your life. And all you need to do to access is just click the little link below, and you'll be taken to a page where you can register today. Thank you so much.